Hi, Melanie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. It was a privilege to dance with you growing up in the studio, and it's a privilege to have you here now.
Thank you
You're
so
our
much.
very first champion as part of our Champion Chat series, and actually our first guest ever for the Well winner. So, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Course. So for our listeners and our followers, we created Champion Chats to provide a window into short, informal conversations on some pretty big topics. Now, a champion at the Well winner doesn't exclusively mean a title. We'll be bringing on champions of all different forms, and we're so excited about that. But in the case of Melanie here, we are actually having a conversation with a six-time world champion. Amongst so many other accolades. So I want to give you a second to kind of tell the audience what else you've won. I mean, pretty much every title, but I'll let you take it.
So six-time world champion, which makes me the most decorated American Irish dancer. Four-time All-Ireland champion, eight-time national champion, 10-time Oireachtas champion, Great Britain's All-Irelands, Great Britain's All-Scotland's, and British nationals. Yeah.
Everything. And also the belts, right? You won
Yeah.
recently.
I think so. Maybe not all three, but
Yeah, so you've done it all. How do you feel when you say that? Like all of them?
It's insane. Like, I remember when I was just trying to get one world title, I could have never imagined that I would be in this position. But yeah, it's amazing.
So, I mean, I'm sure everybody else wants to know, but I personally want to know, are you done competing?
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna at least go for one more, but like, you know how it is. You say one more and then it turns into a few more, but I don't know because, hopefully there will even be worlds next year and that could change that answer. Maybe it would definitely be one time, but if there's worlds next year, and then maybe I'd go for seniors one time because I'm not in like the older senior ladies yet. We'll see. It's really
when I was like still competing in college, you said to me, "How are you still going?" Or maybe it was Julia that said it to me. I don't know.
Probably Julia.
It was like, "I don't get it. How are you still dancing?" And you made so it probably was Julia because you turned around and you were like, "I want to dance like forever."
Yeah, I remember saying I'm gonna dance. Yeah, until I'm 24. I remember saying that.
I remember that too. 24. Honestly, you can do it. I mean, how many years?
I could. We'll see. I can't believe how fast it went by too. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, just to bring it back to reality a little bit, I mean, you just mentioned that Worlds was canceled. It's obvious that we're going through a really weird time right now. Global pandemic, we're living in quarantine. I personally am going on day 45. Yeah, it's a little crazy. I mean, how have you been? Have you been slowing down? How are you trying to stay busy?
I definitely have been slowing down. I haven't been exercising as much as I would like to, but the Darty Petrie School has like Zoom meetings. And you can like rent out the studio and stuff right now. So, yeah, I probably will start taking part in that, but I haven't. I've just been like kind of going on walks and stuff for now, but for the future, we'll be doing that.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that they were renting out the studio. I might have to take a trip out there.
Yeah, good.
Okay, yeah, great. So same with me. I'm just trying to like stick to a schedule every day that I wake up, but I'm also trying to be pretty lenient with myself and forgiving. Like in the beginning, I was trying to get in a workout every single day. I was trying to keep my body at the same level that it was prior to quarantine. Like I'm really big on working out. But as the weeks have progressed, I've accepted that it's just not going to be the same. I mean, I live in an apartment. I don't live in a house. So, like, even jumping around, I'm worried about the people underneath me. So, yeah, I'm just really focusing on, like, staying active in a way that I'm just getting movement in every day and, like, going for walks, like you said. But I think it's really important for people to understand that, like, you can't put pressure on yourself to stay at the level you were before. And You know what I mean? Like go to,
Mhm,
like, you're not gonna
definitely.
get in the same practice that you had prior to this when your
Yeah.
studio was probably 10 times the size of the floor in your basement. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, any advice to dancer? Do you have a studio in your house or like a floor?
No, I
Yeah,
don't. Yeah, I don't, I guess it really depends on your situation, but I guess I wouldn't concentrate on being like, major ready or whatever. Just
yeah,
like being like forgiving yourself for not being at the same level that you were, but still keeping on top of it. Like,
yeah,
um, but not too crazy. So
yeah. Like stick
whatever.
to the
Yeah.
basics and keep. I think a big thing for everybody is probably flexibility. Like don't let
Mhm.
your flexibility go. Keep your mobility
That's true.
like that. So yeah, just to transition into our conversation about body image, which is what the Well Winner is really trying to bring awareness to. It's interesting as I've gotten older that I've become more aware of my relationship to my body and how
Mhm.
I motivate myself and even just what we were discussing, like being more lenient and forgiving and
Yeah.
just focusing that like if I feel good, then that's like if I feel healthy, then it really doesn't matter what I look like. It's just about how I feel inside. But knowing that now and as I've matured, I've learned more about that. It has let me reflect back on my dancing and how I've, kind of dealt with body image during competing. We talked about a little bit about this before, especially growing up in the same studio. Like everybody was pretty close, and we all
Mhm.
had, especially my age group, and I'm sure you with all your friends, we all had pretty open conversations about these types of things. So I'd just like to hear a little bit about your experience with body image and how you dealt with it during competing or post competing. I'll let you.
Okay. So, yeah, it was tough, and it still is tough to this day. Like I'm still working on staying positive um, about how I look and not comparing myself to other people. But it was definitely tough growing up. When you hit that puberty age, like 15, or even earlier for some people. But I remember like for me when I was 15, like I went through a lot of changes in my body and it was like hard to adjust then. And just seeing like, just comparing yourself to how you were when you were younger or comparing yourself to other people in your competition, like it, it wasn't, it wasn't the greatest thing. And in any like sport, I feel like it would be the same thing. So I
Yeah,
remember just not feeling great about myself during that time and feeling a lot of pressure to look a certain way. And I definitely like went down a bad path in that area by, restricting my eating. And it
really.
has been only like within the past year that I've been able to like um normalize my eating habits. Like it's been 5 years of like torturing myself basically.
Oh my
um
gosh, yeah.
yeah.
So why, sorry, not to interrupt, but what do you think changed over this past year that you've been able to normalize it?
So I actually went vegan and it completely changed my whole life.
Not a good
Yeah. And
conversation.
I definitely, you're vegan too? Is that what
Well,
you said?
I'm trying. I am trying to
Okay.
cut out dairy. I stay off of meat as much as possible, but I'm not sure if you've seen the documentary Game Changer, but that really opened my eyes up to a few things about vegan. But yeah, I'm definitely paying more attention to it. So you know more, I'm sure.
Well, I actually like it was kind of just like a random decision, and I never thought like I would actually stick to it as much as I did. I'm almost 6 months in now.
Oh,
But
that's amazing.
yeah, it like literally like I can eat, I mean, you should, even if you're not vegan, you should definitely do this, but I can eat as much as I want. Like it's easier for me to be healthy, and yeah, just completely changed everything. Like um I don't have to worry about it as much as I did before. So that's really amazing. But yeah, it was tough when I wasn't vegan. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend like any dance teachers tell their students to lose weight, because you never really know like how that could affect someone. And some people can take that fine and they won't like do anything crazy. But yeah, I guess you just never really know like how
Yeah.
someone will take that especially at a young age, like 15 or even younger. You know, when you're in your 20s, it might be easier to deal with. I don't know, but yeah.
Not really. I actually, I feel like I was discussing this with Alana and Heather, who are also on the Well Winner team. I was saying that my relationship to my body, like I've become so much more aware because of social media of the
Mhm.
comparisons. Like when I was younger and when I was dancing, there wasn't social media. So
Yeah.
it was only who was in my competition. And as I got older, I started to realize, oh wow, my body type, as we all like matured into our own bodies, I realized, wow, my body type's very different. Like I'm short and muscular. There's some girls that are tall and lean and like can do beautiful kicks over their heads. So as I got older, it probably became more of a like point of tension or contention
Mhm.
for me. So yeah, I mean that's my big thing is I don't think it should be something that anybody comments on. We're all just trying to be our best selves, and like positivity and encouragement is what's going to make the best dancer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great opinion. And like just going off of competition wise, I know for me, like our dresses are custom made, so they're perfectly measured to every part of your body, and like they're made to accentuate parts of your body and like long legs or the curve of your body, whatever. And I feel like that was always like I always had to be aware of my weight to fit
Yeah.
perfectly into the dress. And like if
Yeah.
I put on a pound, I'm small, so a pound on me like
Yeah.
visible. And
No,
that's
yeah.
the difference between like breathing in my dress or, you know,
Mhm.
not breathing.
Yeah, like that was another big stress point because, you know, the day before Worlds, I would literally get my dress like fitted right to me as well. And obviously like you're not going to be as fit as you were the day before Worlds the whole year round. That's just not
Yeah.
like it's just not possible, and you shouldn't expect yourself to be that way. So, you know, the amount of times I've had to get my dress taken out for the Oireachtas and like just for the feshes, and that would stress me out so much, but it is so normal for
It's so
and
normal. And
yeah,
yeah, it's like you shouldn't feel ashamed of that. If like I
yeah,
even got it taken out, and it would be like I just said, it would be the difference of a pound. Like,
yeah,
and that could be like a hamburger for one night, like, or it could be
yeah,
weight. It could literally be
yeah,
anything. And like you said, we were in such amazing shape before Worlds that for a fetch, I had to get mine taken out too. So it happens
yeah,
to everybody, and I want everybody to know that it's like you're a six-time world champion. I've won. Like we're all the same.
yeah.
Nobody has this perfect normal body type. That's like really our message, you know.
Mhm.
Okay, so our followers are really amazing, and I've submitted some great questions knowing you were going to be doing this with us. So I've pulled just a few. Okay, so the first one is how to deal with anxiety when you are practicing but know you still have a long way to go progress wise.
So this is actually something I still struggle with a lot because when I come back from like not dancing for a while, my stamina is like very different. And if you're an Irish dancer, you know how hard it is to get your stamina up. Um, I feel like the only thing you can do is really sit with that anxiety and just like make sure you still get to class and do whatever you can, like no matter what it is.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like I still definitely have trouble with that. Like, but like it will come together as long as you just keep on going. Even if it seems like you have a long way to go, it always does come together and get a lot better, even if it's not perfect by the time you're out of major.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes is progress, not perfection. Just
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, how did you deal with the pressure to reclaim your world titles?
I feel like when it was like one of the first times, I had just won and I was coming back, that was really, really hard. And I feel like it's the same thing as that. I mean, I think for me, it's harder for like, it was harder during the practices coming up to that next Worlds when I had first won, and just like worrying about like what was going to happen, and there's going to be so many people like expecting something from me. But it's just like getting into the studio every day and trying not to worry about the outcome. Like, and I've gotten better at that as like I've gotten older, just, putting it all in the studio. And then once you get to the day, really just like not putting so much pressure on yourself. Like in the end, like if you don't like get what you want, like there's always like, you can go for it another time and it's not going to be the end of the world. And that's what I threw
Yeah, it's, when I was dancing, that's why I worked so hard at practice, so that on the day of competition I could just do my thing and
Yeah.
not have the pressure. Like the pressure was in the studio, like you just said. It was to make sure I'm doing everything I can so that the day of I'm just there. And Lisa and Karen used to always just say, like, just do it, do your thing. And that's what you got to get to the point of, just do your thing. Okay, were people at your dance school homophobic before or when you came out?
So I was actually very lucky. I mean, I guess like when I was younger, just the kids, like, I feel like it used to be like a different world kind of like in 2009 era. But I guess like then was when people were kind of like, oh, maybe a little bit more homophobic than they are now. But there was no issue like coming out or with anyone in the dance studio, and obviously not with Lisa and Karen. Yeah, they've been supportive, like in breakups and everything. So
oh,
you know how
no, see, they used to be there through all of my breakups. Like,
yeah,
I used to get Karen or Lisa, whatever, used to pick me up after school to drive me to like privates or whatever, if like my parents couldn't get me or whatever. And those like 30-minute time periods, I would be like, oh, so how's it going? And I'd be like, I'm just not having a good day. I'm going through a breakup. They were like,
yeah.
Okay. How did commitment to dance affect your personal and social life?
I feel like it definitely affected my social life growing up, because like part of the reason why I was actually homeschooled was because of Irish dancing, even though my older brothers were, so I probably would have done it anyway. But just, traveling to majors, like just like putting dance before anything else, definitely like got in the way of that, but it was worth it to me at the time. I feel like now, as a 21-year-old, it hasn't really been an issue as much, and I'm able to balance it.
There's such a strong community within the Irish dancing world that some of my closest best friends are still my best friends today for 20 years, so not like I never felt like I was missing out on anything. Like that was my life.
Mm-hmm.
And especially as you get older, like I don't know, you expand in other ways, like if you have jobs or friends of friends, your bubble just gets a little bigger. So okay, well, so I just want to end this amazing chat by honoring the thing that brought us together, which is Irish dancing. And I would love to hear like your most prized memory or your most prominent. It could be anything.
Oh wow. That's a difficult one. I don't know if I could necessarily pick out one moment. I don't know. I mean,
whole idea.
I think that like for me, my favorite thing about Irish dancing is like when for me it's like performing on stage, which I know a lot of people have anxiety about, but I think that, like some set pieces of my life have stood out to me, and like I look back on it and like it makes me like tear up and stuff, because just like I don't know, like working so hard to get to that point, and then like just putting everything out there and you getting it like 100%. It's like rare, and it's only happened maybe like twice in my life. So I guess like those times would be like my favorite.
You say that because like when somebody says, oh, your favorite memory, I instantly go to obviously winning world, and I'm like, that was like the pinnacle of my entire dance career. But it's funny you say nailing a set piece, because in 2009 I remember the world championships when I nailed my set piece. It was like every single beat, and I can hear it and feel it still. And the feeling of like hitting that set was it's unlike anything else. Okay, so let's do some fun, quick questions. All right, jig or hornpipe?
Jig.
Same. Cats or
Yeah.
dogs?
Cats. I have 4.
Real? You 4?
Yeah. I'm like a crazy cat lady.
That's amazing. What TV show are you watching right now?
Um, hmm. Uh, Attack on Titan.
Oh, what's that?
It's an anime.
Okay. Okay. Learning a lot about you now. What color is your toothbrush?
It's blue.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Have you ever learned a TikTok dance? Are you on TikTok?
Yes, I'm on TikTok. Go follow me.
I will. I will. So thank you so much for chatting with me today. I'm speaking for my team, all of us at the Well Winner, Alana, Heather, and myself, when I say we're so excited to start this series, and you were the perfect first guest. For
Thank you.
everyone out there watching, we're here with you. We're here for you. So stay well. Have a great rest of quarantine.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll touch base along the way. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you
Bye, Mel.
for having me.